Have you ever felt it? That quiet, persistent ache in your soul. A subtle, nagging sensation that you're living the same day, over and over, caught in a loop you can't quite escape. You chase deadlines, you chase dreams, you chase that elusive feeling of being caught up, of finally being free. But somehow, the finish line always seems to recede. You tell yourself with a weary sigh, tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. I'll be better tomorrow. But what if tomorrow is the most dangerous word in your vocabulary? What if it's not a promise, but a subtle, insidious trap? We often perceive time as this external force, a relentless river carrying us forward, independent of our will. But what if the true current, the one that truly dictates our journey through life, flows not from the outside, but from deep within? What if the very peace, the profound sense of purpose, the genuine liberation you crave, isn't found in some distant future, but is constantly being eroded, moment by moment, by a subtle, internal resistance? A resistance that whispers, not yet. You're not ready. It's too hard. A voice that keeps you comfortably, yet agonizingly stuck. This isn't just about getting things done. This is about the deeper paradox of human existence. Our innate longing for freedom and inner peace, yet our unconscious tendency to construct our own mental prisons. We often believe our struggles are external, that our laziness, our lack of motivation, is merely a character flaw, a personal failing. But what if it's something far more profound? What if it's a symptom, a hidden twist in our perception, blinding us to the true nature of our suffering, and obscuring the profound wisdom that is patiently waiting to set us free? Today, we journey into a timeless fable, the story of a young man, seemingly lost to the habit of delay, who, through an unexpected encounter, began to unravel this very paradox. His journey isn't just about learning to respect time in the conventional sense. It's about discovering the essence of true freedom, the quiet, transformative power that lies dormant within each of us, waiting to be awakened. If you've ever felt stuck, if you've ever longed for a deeper understanding of your own mind, if you've ever yearned for a path to genuine inner peace, then this story is for you. Stay with us. Let's dive deeper into this silent saboteur we call procrastination. It's not just about being lazy, though it often feels that way. It's a complex habit, a deceptive grip that tricks us into believing we have infinite time. Think about it. Have you ever had a big project at work, a challenging assignment for school, or even just a personal goal like starting a new fitness routine? You know it's important, you know it needs to get done. But then a thought creeps in. Oh, I'll just check social media for a minute. Or, I'll start after this TV show. And suddenly, that minute turns into an hour, that show turns into a binge watch, and that important task, it's still sitting there untouched. This isn't just about lost time, it's about the compounding effect. Imagine a small debt. If you ignore it, it doesn't just stay small. It accumulates interest, grows bigger, and eventually becomes a massive burden. Procrastination works similarly. That small delay on a report leads to a rushed, lower quality submission. That skipped workout today leads to another tomorrow, and soon, your fitness goals are a distant memory. The real cost isn't just the task undone, it's the ripple effect on your stress levels, your confidence, and even how others perceive your reliability. I remember a time when I wanted to learn a new skill, coding. I bought books, watched tutorials, felt really excited. But every day, I'd tell myself, I'll dedicate an hour to it tonight. Then, evening would come, and I'd find 100 reasons not to. I'm too tired. I'll do it first thing in the morning. Weeks turned into months, and those coding books just gathered dust. The dream didn't disappear, but the opportunity to pursue it, the momentum I could have built slowly faded. That's the insidious nature of procrastination. It doesn't always roar. Sometimes it just whispers away your potential. But why do we fall into this trap time and time again? And more importantly, how do we break free? To truly understand, we need to journey back in time to a story that, despite its ancient roots, holds a profound lesson for every single one of us today. It's a tale that might just illuminate the path forward. Our story begins in a quiet, sun-drenched village where lived a young man named Arjun. Now, Arjun wasn't lacking in talent or kindness, but he was known for one thing above all else: his remarkable ability to put things off. From his studies to simple chores, everything was always later. He was a bright kid, but his potential was trapped in a cycle of endless tomorrows. His family worried, his teachers warned, but Arjun, like many of us, believed the future would somehow take care of itself. One day, a wise old traveler named Dev visited Arjun's village. People traveled far and wide to hear his wisdom. Arjun, feeling stuck and seeing his classmates move ahead, approached Dev, desperate for guidance. Dev, with a warm smile, simply said, "My boy, you're stuck not because you lack talent, but because you don't respect time. Let me tell you a tale that might change how you see your life." Many years ago, Dev began, there lived a generous king named Surya. One day, the king was visited by an old school friend, Kunal. But Kunal's life had taken a very different turn. He was poor, unemployed, and constantly complaining about his fate, always blaming bad luck. The king, seeing his friend's plight, offered him an extraordinary opportunity. "Today," King Surya declared, "before the sun sets, you may take anything you wish from the royal treasury. Whatever you collect will be yours to keep." Kunal couldn't believe his ears. This was it, his chance to turn everything around. He rushed home to tell his wife, who urged him to hurry back to the palace. But Kunal, feeling a sudden pang of hunger, said, "Let me eat something first. I'm starving." He ate slowly, savoring every bite, thinking, "There's still plenty of time. I'll leave soon." After his meal, a wave of drowsiness washed over him. "Just a quick nap," he mumbled, "then I'll go." He dozed off, dreaming of all the gold he would soon own. Hours passed. His worried wife woke him, reminding him of the setting sun. But Kunal, still half asleep and annoyed, snapped, "There's still time left. Don't nag me." He grabbed a few bags and finally headed towards the palace. The afternoon sun was harsh, and he thought, "It's too hot. Let me rest under this tree for a bit." The cool breeze lulled him back to sleep. When he finally opened his eyes, the sky had turned a fiery orange. Panic seized him. He rushed, he ran, but by the time he arrived, the grand palace gates were closed. The opportunity, his one chance, was gone. He stood there in shock, tears in his eyes. Not because of bad luck, but because of his own poor choices and wasted time. Dev paused, looking at Arjun. "You see," he said, "time doesn't wait for anyone. The real tragedy is not failure itself. It's the crushing regret of not even trying, of letting the perfect moment slip away." Arjun felt a profound shift within him. For the first time, he truly grasped how much precious time he had squandered. This story, though simple, holds a mirror up to our own lives, doesn't it? It shows us the stark reality of what happens when we let later become never. But understanding what happened to Kunal is only half the battle. Now, we need to understand why we, like Kunal, so often fall into this trap. What's the psychology behind this pervasive habit of delay? Let's explore that next. The story of Kunal isn't just a cautionary tale. It's a profound reflection of our own human behavior. We've all been Kunal at some point, haven't we? But why? Why do we, knowing the consequences, still choose to delay? It turns out, it's not simply about being lazy. There's a fascinating psychology at play. One of the biggest culprits is what we call the future self effect. We often imagine our future self as this incredibly capable, highly motivated superhero who will effortlessly tackle all the difficult tasks we put off today. Tomorrow's me will be more energized for that workout. Next week's me will definitely be in the mood to clean the garage. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Your future self is just your present self, a little bit older, and often just as tired or distracted. We defer the discomfort, only to hand it off to the very person who's least equipped to deal with it. Our future selves, who are now burdened with our past decisions. Another powerful, often subconscious, reason is fear. It might be the fear of failure. What if I try and I'm not good enough? This paralyzes us, making inaction feel safer than the risk of not succeeding. But surprisingly, it can also be the fear of success. What if I achieve this, and then the expectations for me become even higher? What if I can't maintain it? This can lead us to self-sabotage by simply not starting. Imagine you have a brilliant business idea. The fear of launching it, of it failing, or even of it succeeding, and the immense pressure that comes with it, can keep that idea locked away in your mind forever. And then there's perfectionism. This one is tricky because it sounds like a good quality, right? Wanting things to be perfect. But often, perfect is the enemy of done. We spend so much time planning, tweaking, refining, waiting for the ideal moment or condition, that we never actually start or finish. We tell ourselves, it's not ready yet, when in reality we're just avoiding the messy, imperfect process of creation. The lesson here is simple. Done is better than perfect, especially when perfect means never started. Finally, we often procrastinate because we feel overwhelmed or our tasks lack clarity. When a goal seems too big, write a book, get in shape, build a business, our brains can shut down. It's like looking at a dense forest and being told to cross it without a path. We don't know where to begin, so we don't begin at all. This is where those vague, daunting tasks sit on our to-do lists, gathering virtual dust. The real cost of these psychological traps isn't just the unfinished task. It's the missed opportunities, not just for wealth, but for health, for meaningful relationships, for personal growth. It's the increased stress and anxiety from last-minute rushes, the feeling of always being behind. And it's the subtle erosion of our self-trust and reputation. When we constantly delay, we send a signal to ourselves and to others that we're not reliable, that our word isn't solid. But here's the good news. Recognizing these patterns is the first, most crucial step towards breaking free. Understanding why we procrastinate empowers us to choose a different path. Arjun, in our story, had his moment of realization. But how did he, and how can we, move from understanding to action? How do we reclaim our time and build the future we truly desire? That's what we'll explore next. Arjun, in our story, had his aha moment. He realized the true cost of his procrastination. But knowing is one thing, doing is another. So how did he transform? And more importantly, how can you transform from someone who intends to act to someone who acts? This is where we turn insights into actionable strategies. Let's start with something incredibly simple, yet profoundly powerful, the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes to complete, do it immediately. Don't put it on your to-do list. Don't think about it, just do it. Answering that quick email? 2 minutes. Washing that one coffee cup? 2 minutes. Jotting down that brilliant idea before it vanishes? 2 minutes. This isn't about tackling big projects. It's about building momentum and reducing mental clutter. Imagine how much lighter your mind would feel if all those tiny tasks were simply done. Next, for those bigger, more daunting tasks, we have the Pomodoro technique. This is a fantastic way to trick your brain into focusing. You set a timer for 25 minutes and work with intense, undivided focus on one task. No distractions, no checking your phone. When the timer rings, you take a 5-minute break. Stretch, grab a drink, clear your head. After 4 Pomodoros, you take a longer break, say 15 to 30 minutes. This method breaks down overwhelming tasks into manageable chunks, making them feel less intimidating and helping you maintain peak concentration. Then there's the famous phrase, "Eat the frog." This comes from Mark Twain, who famously said, "If it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat 2 frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first." What's your frog? It's that one task you dread the most, the one you're most likely to procrastinate on. Tackle it first thing in your day, before anything else. The sense of accomplishment you'll feel will fuel the rest of your day, and everything else will seem easier by comparison. And remember how we talked about overwhelm from vague goals? That's where SMART goals come in. Make your goals specific. Instead of get in shape, try run 3 miles 3 times a week. Measurable. How will you track progress? Achievable. Is it realistic? Relevant. Does it align with your bigger vision? Time-bound. When will you achieve it by? Breaking down big dreams into smart, actionable steps makes them feel less like mountains and more like a series of manageable hills. Finally, create an environment that supports you. Turn off notifications. Close unnecessary tabs on your computer. Tidy your workspace. Our digital world is designed to distract us, so we need to actively design our environment to promote focus. Consider using time blocking, literally scheduling specific blocks of time for specific tasks in your calendar, treating them like non-negotiable appointments. The key here isn't to try all of these at once. That's another form of overwhelm. The real lesson is to start small and be consistent. Pick one strategy, try it for a week. See how it feels. Each tiny step, each small victory against procrastination builds momentum. It's like planting a seed. You don't get a forest overnight, but with consistent watering and care, that seed grows into something magnificent. Arjun didn't become disciplined overnight. It was a gradual process, fueled by his newfound respect for time. And just like Arjun, you have the power to reclaim your time, to transform your habits, and to build a future that truly reflects your potential. But what does that future look like? What is the ultimate legacy of truly valuing your time? Let's explore that in our final powerful segment. We've journeyed through the deceptive whispers of procrastination, witnessed the poignant regret of Kunal, and unveiled the hidden psychological currents that keep us bound. We've even armed ourselves with practical tools. But as we draw this story to a close, let us reflect on something far deeper than mere productivity. What is the true legacy we are building, not just with our actions, but with our very being in each passing moment? The ancient wisdom traditions, particularly the teachings of the Buddha, remind us of a profound truth. Time is not merely a linear progression, but a continuous unfolding of the present moment. Our suffering often arises not from the tasks themselves, but from our resistance to the present, our attachment to a future that may never arrive, or our clinging to a past that is already gone. When we say tomorrow, are we truly planning, or are we, perhaps unconsciously, attempting to escape the discomfort of now? The story of Arjun's transformation wasn't just about getting things done. It was about a profound shift in his inner landscape. He began to understand that true freedom isn't found in avoiding discomfort, but in embracing the present moment with mindful action. It's in the quiet courage to begin, in the gentle acceptance of imperfection, and in the compassionate understanding that every moment, no matter how small, holds the potential for growth. This is the essence of letting go of the need for perfection, letting go of the fear of failure, and letting go of the illusion that happiness resides somewhere in the future, just beyond the reach of tomorrow. The ultimate legacy of respecting your time, then, is not measured in achievements alone, but in the quality of your presence. It's in the depth of your connections, the sincerity of your efforts, and the quiet peace you cultivate within. When you are fully present, fully engaged, you are not just living, you are experiencing life. You are building a foundation of inner tranquility, brick by mindful brick. This is the pathway to genuine liberation, understanding that the only moment you ever truly possess is this one, right now. As we conclude our reflection on time and purpose, I invite you to carry this wisdom with you. What resonates most deeply with you from today's story? Have you ever experienced a moment of profound realization, a sudden awakening to a deeper truth in your own life? Perhaps a moment where you truly understood the power of now, or the freedom that comes from letting go. Please share your thoughts and your own inner discoveries in the comments below. Your insights enrich our collective journey here on Buddha's pathway. And are there other Buddhist parables or profound spiritual concepts you'd like us to explore in future videos? Let us know. Thank you for walking this path with us today. May your journey be filled with presence, purpose, and profound peace.